We forgot to record this. Uh-oh. All stores take cash. Quickly here. Sine x equals 0.3. Huh? X will be the inverse sine of 0.3, which is 0.304. That's your angle. To get the second angle, fold the paper along the y-axis. That will give you that number. And when you read that, that's going to be what? Pi minus 0.34, which is that number. Try to do them quickly here. It's boring to start with. I gotta repeat it. Here we go. Second one, 2 cosine theta minus 1 equals 0. Move the minus 1 there. 2 cosine theta equals 1. Cosine theta is 1/2. Go to the unit circle. Theta equals, which angle has a cosine of 1/2? Pi over 3. Now again, the cosine, you got to fold the paper down this way. There's your second angle. So what is that value? 2 pi minus pi over 3, and that's this number. I'll go slow on the next one, not this one, but the one after it. 5 tangent theta equals 1.25. Tangent theta equals 1.25 over 5, which is that number. Go to the calculator, inverse tangent of 0.25, which gives me 0.24. All stores take cash. For the tangent, just extend the line. So this angle will be 3.14 or pi plus 0.24, and these are my two answers. Now we'll go normal speed. If anyone watches this one on YouTube, they're going to go, boy, he's fast. So let's take another one that's halfway decent. Make it more challenging. 2 sine squared x minus sine of x equals to 0. Now let me put a different problem on the right side here, just small little space. If I gave you this problem to solve, 2y squared minus y equals to 0, how would you solve that? What is it?
Take out 1.
Factor y, okay. 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. What do you do next? Set each one equal to 0 and solve it, right? Well, guess what? We are going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to take sine x out of both sides. What's left if you take sine x out of both sides? 2 times sine of x minus the 1. You're multiplying two things and your answer is 0. The only way your answer will be 0 when you're multiplying two things, if one of them is 0 or both are 0. So let's set one of them equal to 0. And let's set the other one equal to 0. This one, when you, oh, minus 1, I already did it in my head. Move the minus 1 there, becomes what? 2 sine x equals what? 1. What is sine x equal to? 1/2. Now, when we solve them, I'm not solving for sine x. I need to solve for x. So I have to go to my unit circle and find out where is the sine equal to 0. There's my unit circle. I see it as 0 and pi. See them? The sine is the second number. 0 and pi. So the answer to this, 0 and pi. And let's answer this one. Where is the sine of x equals 1/2? Go back to the unit circle. Sine is the second number. Pi over 6. And there has to be another one on this end. 5 pi over 6. See it? Pi over, because you're going to fold that paper this way. If there's 1 here, there's 1 there. pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. And at the end, I like to write my answer in order there from small to large. 0, pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, and pi. These are the four values that if you plug them in, this will go to 0. That wasn't bad. Okay, let me try another one. Tangent square x plus 6 equals 5 tangent x. Any idea? Okay, move this to this side. I'll take that. Again, if you treat tangent x as like m or some letter there, you can write this problem as what? M squared minus what? 5m plus 6. If you treat tangent x as m, this way you're going to have. Can you factor that? Minus what? Minus 2 times m minus 3, right? Well, we're going to do the same thing here. You're going to factor that. Instead of m is going to be what? Tangent x minus 2. And the other one, tangent x minus 3. Notice if I fold that, that's tangent squared. Minus 3 tangent, minus 2, that's minus 5 tangent. And what's minus 2 times the minus 3? Plus 6. Set each one equal to 0 and solve it. That means tangent x equals what? 2. Tangent x equals 3. And let's find the answer to that. How do you find that? Let's solve this one for now. The one on the left. X will have to be what? The inverse tangent of 2. 1.107. Okay. Let's draw a picture and see if we can find the other angle. That's in the first quadrant. 1.107. Remember, with the tangent, to find the other angle, you extend the line. If you extend the line, what is this angle? Add pi. So my answer is 1 plus 107, and the other one is what? 4.248. That's only for the first half of the problem. I got to do the same thing for the right half. I'll use a red color for the right side. X will be what? The inverse tangent of 3. That's this piece. X equals what?
1.249.
1.25 is good, huh? I'm getting tired too. So I'm around 2 decimal places. (1.25). Extend the line to get the other angle. and that will be pi plus 1.25.
4.39.
So that's 1.25 and 4.39. So when you write your answer from small to large, you try to put them in order there. What's the smallest number? 1.11 if I use 2 decimal places, right? 1.25. 4.25 if I use 2 decimal places. 4.39. 2 decimal places, right? So these are the 4 angles.
Wait, from an order?
I like, yeah, they like them in order, and I like to put them from small to large. So these are the answers that if you plug in, will give us the answer. Now, while you're thinking about this, let me try to put one that takes what we did in the previous section, section 3, with this section. I got one. Now, sine 2x minus sine of x equals to 0. Notice this has 2x, this is x. That is a problem for us. You cannot solve an equation that has sine 2x and sine x unless you change this to that or this to this. So they have to be matching. If you have 2x, you better have 2x. Or if you have x here, you better change that to x. Otherwise, none of us can solve it. So I need to take that sine 2x and somehow change it to sine x. Well, let's look at the board. That's what? 2 times sine x cosine x, right? So if I do that substitution here, minus sine of x should equal to 0. I did a substitution, sine 2x, equation number 14. 2 sine x cosine x. Now I can factor out the sine out of both of these. If you factor sine x out, what's left? 2 cosine x minus what? 1. And again, you're multiplying two things and your answer is 0. That means one of them is 0. Two cosine x equals what? 1. Cosine x equals 1/2. So let me find the solution to this, and let me find the solution to that one. The unit circle again comes in handy. Where's the sign 0? 0 and pi. Where is the cosine equals 1/2? Pi over 6. And, pi over 3. And 5 pi over 3. See it? Pi over 3. 5 pi over 3. So what's the solution to this problem? 0. Pi over 3, pi, I like to put them in from small to large, and 5 pi over 3 is more than 1. This is bigger than this. I like to put them from the small to the large. And these are the 4 answers in the first 2 pi. That will make this side equal to that side. So when you see sine 2x, tangent 2x, you got to change them to using these, what we learned in section 3.
So if you plug in any of those into
It should work, yep. Let's pick one. You choose anyone. Go ahead.
pi over 3,
Pi over 3. Let's try it. What is sine? So when x is pi, what's 2 times pi over 3? 2 pi over 3, right? Minus sine pi over 3. Let's see if that's equal to 0. Let's look at the unit circle and see if we have some numbers there. 2 pi over 3. Do we have 2 pi over 3? Yes. What's the sign? Square root of 3 over 2. And what is sine of pi over 3? Square root of 3 over 2. And when you subtract them, what do you have? So that's how you check your answer. You can take any one of them. If you plug it in, it should make the left side of this equation equals the right side. The right side is 0, so this should go to 0. Yes. Oh, yes. If that was something else, it will match it. So you could have 2 answers, you could have 4 answers, you could only have 1 answer. It depends on the problem. And notice when I was doing these problems, the book always had x between 0 and 2 pi. That was the restriction. Again, when you see that, that tells you 2 things. You have to be in radian, and you have to use positive values, no negative. It tells you that 2 things. If you see the problem written as x greater than 0 and less than 360, that tells you have to be in degrees, and use again positive only.
do they ever ask for negative?
Nope. They could ask for negative if they say from 0 to negative 2 pi. They want negative value, but I rarely see in one which says negative. Yeah. So if you see that next to the problem, make sure you're in degree mode. Switch the mode on the calculator. If you see this, make sure you're in radian mode. And make sure you never give an answer that's a negative value, because the calculator will give you a negative number sometimes. But you have to change it back to positive. This is it. This is the last.